Anyone who has told you you can do anything you set your mind to is lying to you. You can't. But you can still become wildly successful if you follow the strategy I'm about to lay out in this video. This is the same strategy that I've used to go from a broke failure to buying property in the most expensive city in my country, starting multiple six-figure businesses, and building my dream body all by the age of 24. To explain this strategy in full so you can use it for yourself, we're going to need to examine the Holy Text, a book full of stories and guiding principles on how we should all be living our lives. That's right, I'm talking about Naruto. Specifically one character, Rock Lee. Rock Lee was born with zero talent for ninjutsu or genjutsu, which is just nerd speak for essentially what is ninja magic. Ninja magic that allows ninjas to do regular old ninja things, like summon massive mech suits that have the firepower of all G7 nations combined. Despite his exclusion from the nuclear arms race that is being a ninja in the world of Naruto, a young Rock Lee was still determined to overcome his shortcomings and become a powerful ninja. But as you can probably imagine, his lack of natural talent made him an easy target for bullying and harassment from the other young ninja twerps at the Ninja Academy. But instead of letting this get him down, Rock Lee focused all of his energy onto the one thing that he had any amount of natural talent in, taijutsu, which is just nerd speak for hitting stuff, aka hand-to-hand combat. So while the other students at the Ninja Academy were busy making out and trying to jailbait their teachers, Rock Lee was on his Sigma grind set, honing his skills. But despite sacrificing his shins for the cause, Rock Lee felt that no matter how hard he worked, he would never catch up to his peers like Sasuke Uchiha and Neji Hyuga, who were born with huge amounts of natural talent. Now, we'll finish Rock Lee's story in a moment, but this is the perfect time to introduce the question that Rock Lee's whole character and part 1 of the Naruto series is built around. Is it possible to overcome natural talent with hard work? Now, every cheesy action movie and feel-good sports film in the world will answer that question with a big old, "It sure does, buddy, just keep doing your best." But this is the real world, and I'm here to give you real advice, not just some fluffy motivational bullshit. So let's take a look at what the science says. For 2 decades, Dr. Angela Duckworth has delved deep into the minds of top performers, seeking what sets them apart from your average Joe. Throughout her extensive research, she has pinpointed a singular personality trait that, when possessed, nearly guarantees greatness. And that golden ticket? She named it grit. Dr. Angela Duckworth defines grit as the combination of passion and perseverance for long-term goals. In her words and research, it's not just about working hard, but working hard for weeks, months, and even years to achieve something you're deeply passionate about. She emphasizes that grit is about stamina, not intensity. It's about staying committed to your goals and pushing through even in the face of challenges and setbacks. Certainly does sound like a certain bushy-browed ninja, doesn't it? Of course, this video is all about Rock Lee's mindset, but if you want me to do a video on how Rock Lee would train in real life, like this video and comment Rock Lee training down below. But how does this answer our question about whether or not it's possible to outwork natural talent? Well, Dr. Angela Duckworth created something called the Grit Scale. The Grit Scale is a questionnaire designed to measure an individual's level of grit, assessing both their perseverance and passion for long-term objectives. By asking questions about consistency of interests and determination in the face of challenges, it gauges how gritty a person is. Now, this is where it gets real interesting. Using this grit scale, Dr. Angela Duckworth started playing detective in various arenas. At the Tough as Nail Military School West Point, it wasn't the star athletes or natural geniuses who always made it through the brutal summer training. It was the gritty ones who refused to give up that would make it all the way through. Same deal when she looked at a high-level spelling bee. The kids who stuck with it and practiced like crazy, even after starting at the middle of the pack, outlasted and outperformed some of the so-called naturals. And how about Chicago's public schools? You'd think past grades and family wealth would be the big predictors of who would end up graduating. Nope, once again, it was the grittiest students that came out on top. And that brings us back to the master of grit himself, Rock Lee, who after years of grinding away with the singular goal of becoming the best ninja possible, comes face to face with Sasuke Uchiha, who is essentially the ultimate ninja trust fund baby. Sasuke was born into one of the most powerful ninja clans in the world. He mastered advanced ninja magic at an incredibly young age, and he inherited his clan's super magic ninja eyes that allowed him to read the movements of other ninjas, copy their ninja magic spells, and cheat on his algebra homework. So this was the ultimate showdown of grit versus natural talent. And guess what? Sasuke gets his cheeks 110% clapped, proving once and for all that hard work does in fact beat natural talent. Or wait, does it really? Let's rewind for a second. What if instead of understanding his limitations and pouring all of his time and grit into becoming a hand-to-hand combat master, the young bushy-browed ninja Lee stubbornly decided that he was going to take the more conventional route to his goals and try to master one of the two other types of ninja magic, ninjutsu or genjutsu, that he had close to zero natural talent in. Sure, he could have worked relentlessly day and night for years, but because of his lack of natural talent in the magic ninja arts, Lee would have needed to work 4 to 5 times as hard as someone with a huge amount of natural talent for ninja magic like Sasuke just to be on his level, meaning that if Sasuke worked even 75% as hard as Lee, he would always be years ahead of him. You can think of your natural talent as how quickly your skills improve when you invest effort into them. This is why it's so important that you invest your effort into the right area if you want to become a huge success. As an example of this, let's take a look at two hugely successful men, Michael Jordan and Elon Musk. Michael Jordan is one of the best basketball players of all time, and Elon Musk is one of the most successful businessmen of all time, and both of them are well known for their insane work ethics. But let's say we had them switch fields. Sure, maybe if Michael Jordan would have gone into business instead of basketball, he could have found some success. But I doubt that he would be as well known as he is today. And standing at a height of 6'1", I'm sure Elon Musk could have put in the hours and become a halfway decent basketball player. But it's unlikely he would have become successful enough to burn $60 billion on the worst website on earth. Dr. Angela Duckworth puts it this way: your natural talent multiplied by the effort and time you put in equals your skill, how good you are at something. And then your skill multiplied by your effort and time you put in equals your level of achievement in life. So to stack the deck in your favor and to give yourself the best chance of becoming a huge success in life, you're going to want to invest your time and effort into something that you're truly passionate about and something that comes to you more naturally than other activities. This is exactly what Rock Lee did when he took an honest look at his skill set and decided that focusing on his hand-to-hand combat skills would give him the best chance at becoming a top-notch ninja that could rival natural talents like Neji or Sasuke. Now, I'm assuming that probably for at least 50% of you, your biggest goal in life isn't to become a powerful ninja. For a lot of you, you probably have the same goal as me, to make enough money to achieve financial freedom and to live life the way that you want. So let's go over how I've pretty much followed the exact same steps as Rock Lee to achieve this very goal. Early in life, I always struggled in school because I had a hard time sitting still and focusing for hours on end in class. All I ever wanted to do was go outside, run around, and play pretend anime games with my friends. Yes, I was a huge weeb even way back then. But unfortunately in school, they care more about your grades than how good you are at putting your friends in imaginary sand coffins. And because of my inability to focus in class, my grades were trash, and I was viewed by my teachers and by my peers as just another dumb failure. This continued into high school, where I would skip most of my classes, only consistently showing up to gym class, rugby practice, choir, and high school parties. If it didn't involve girls, working out, video games, or socializing, I just couldn't be bothered. Naturally, this had all of my teachers, guidance counselors, coaches, and especially my mom very worried about my future, and I felt the same way. I had very little hope for the future, and I suffered from terrible self-confidence. So after barely making it through high school, I spent about 3 years working as a spaghetti soldier in the kitchen at my local old spaghetti factory. Shout out to all the spaggers in the chat. Because of my solid work ethic and my good social skills, I was able to work my way up from dishwasher to line cook to kitchen supervisor fairly quickly. My hyperactivity, assertive personality, and love of physical activity might have made me a terrible student, but these traits were highly valued in a fast-paced kitchen environment where there was spaghetti flying everywhere and your coworkers were yelling slurs at you all day. But while I was finding some success in the pasta palace, which was huge for my self-confidence, I would always look around at my coworkers who were passionate about cooking and think to myself, bro, I'm literally just here for the bag. What the fuck am I doing with my life? And trust me, the bag was not overflowing working at the gluten garage. So I spent some time thinking over what I was passionate about and what came naturally to me. I was good in social situations, I loved learning about and talking to people about fitness, and I knew I could never work at a desk job. Then boom, it hit me harder than Rock Lee hit that chronically pink eye having emo kid. I should be a personal trainer. So I signed up to get certified, started applying to every gym in town, and quit my job the next day. I ended up landing my first job as a PT not long after, and then 2 years after that, I started my own personal training business, which grossed over $150,000 in its second year of business. Then after realizing that the only way to scale my business was to get online, I started the YouTube channel that you're watching right now. So just like Rock Lee, I started off as a loser who desperately wanted to become successful. So I thought over what I was passionate about, took a look at what natural talents I had, and found an industry that valued those talents. Then for the last 6 years, I've been working my ass off to make my mark in that industry. But also like Rock Lee, If I had forced myself down a path that I wasn't very passionate about and didn't suit my natural talents, I don't think I would have gotten very far. So don't get down on yourself if you haven't found much success in life yet. You just need to find out what your taijutsu or your personal training is, and then your path to success will become much more clear. Shout out to Armani from my Discord server for the help on this video. If you want to join the community and be a part of future videos, hop on my Discord server using the link down below. And if you really want to become successful, you need to check out my video on how Baki's real life training methodology will make you rich and get you ripped. I'll see you there.